This is Keith Gleason from Indie Comics Relay and creator of the Mighty Mascots, and I'm here with another September recommendations for indie books with the Diamond Previews Guide. Before I get into that, I just want to share my campaign for Mighty Mascots 7, 8, and 9. So close to hitting the goal. We're less than $400 away, and we got 8 days left, so it should be doable. We're getting very close. Yeah, get in on this before get on, because we're definitely going to hit. It's just a matter of when, so get on this when you can and join us. I just added everybody. Once we hit 100 backers, everybody gets a collectible cereal box top, just like the old days when you have to rip them off the cereal to send them in with your proof of purchases to get a prize. We're thinking about doing, something like that down the road. Like if we keep doing these campaigns and, we do more collectible box tops, and then, maybe we'll say, hey, send us the ones you have, and we'll give you something even better. So we'll try, we'll see how that goes. So, but yeah, check it out. We got 3 new issues, lots of first appearances, lots of variant covers, lots of different merch and swag that's only exclusive to this campaign and won't be available through Alterna's site, just through here. So check it all out. See if you can join us. We got t-shirts, we got sketch commissions and cards, we got an embroidered patch, we got all kinds of stuff. We even got a cereal box. So yeah, check all that stuff out. It's gonna be great. So hopefully you can join us, So all right. Now that we got the shilling and the promotion stuff out of the way, I just started this broadcast last month. Seems to be doing okay. I often go through, I'm still one of those guys that goes through the Diamond Previews catalog every month to find stuff that I pre-order. You always hear a creator going, oh, you gotta, here's the Diamond code, you gotta pre-order it, from your local shop. And that's sort of what these videos are, is I want to highlight the stuff that I'm planning on checking out, and then maybe, if you like my taste and my sensibilities, you may like the stuff that I'm recommending. So yeah, that was the whole point of these, and plus, it's always good to help highlight other indie creators and things like that. So yeah, without further ado, so I'm going to start with my first recommendation this month. Now, I think this is a book that has already been available. It's called Silver Coin. It's by Image Comics. It's an anthology book about, it sounds like it's about a coin that passes from people to people and, causes all kinds of misfortune and things like that. So it seems like every issue is a different creative team. Love anthologies. I mean, it came out on a Wednesday from Alterna. Is a great anthology. And this actually reminds me a lot. There was a guy I went to Mice Comic Con with that I tabled next to, and he had a book called The Dark Gun, and it was very similar concept, where it was this gun that goes from people to people's hands, and each issue was showing how the gun just twists the person up inside until they become like this violent psychopath, basically. So kind of reminds me a little bit of that, where it's like an item or cursed item, so and I think, like I said, I think this has been available before, so it's I missed it the first time, so I'm definitely want to get it this time and check it out. I feel like anthologies, it's always like you either get a really good story or a bummer one, so hopefully they're all pretty consistent. We'll see. So second book I wanted to highlight was my buddy here, George Pacheco, who worked on my earliest comic, Hero Envy. He also did a cover for the Mighty Mascots during the last campaign. He's doing a story of the Three Stooges for American mythology. So he did this beautiful cover with Santa, and it looks like the Three Stooges as elves. The one thing I always loved about George's art is he always puts so much detail into everything he's working on, So I love this image, you know. So if you're a fan of the Three Stooges, check this out. And like I said, it's my buddy and my artist, George Pacheco, who does a lot of stuff did a lot of stuff for me back then, and does an occasional pin up and cover for me now. So definitely check that out. Now this one, this is a book from Dark Horse called Quick Stops, and this is another anthology series, but it's an anthology series set within the Kevin Smith View Askew universe. So I always liked Kevin Smith's comic stuff, like when he was doing the View Askew stuff in comics. His movies more recently, like Jay and Silent Bob reboot, and I don't know if Clerks 3 is going to be any, you know, I don't know. It hasn't been funny as his older stuff, so my mileage may vary with this book. I may buy the #1 and see how it is, and if I don't like it, you know, if I don't like the first issue, I might not continue with this one. But I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt because I do like all of Kevin Smith's View Askew stuff back in the day. He did a bunch of Clerks miniseries for Ani Press. I actually put Ani Press on the map, actually, when he did the Clerks stuff. And then he did he did a Jay and Silent Bob tie-in. I think he did Bluntman and Chronic. A bunch of... They collected it all in a big trade paperback. And that stuff's great. So I'll give this a shot, you know, and see how it is. You know, like just because, you know, it's almost like a more nostalgia thing for me. So check that one out. Like I said in the last video, all these diamond codes are up here. If you wanted to order them, you just bring these codes to your comic store and they should be able to order it for you. So right here. All right, so my last two, it just didn't seem like there was a lot of stuff this month. But that's, you know, good for my wallet, I guess. All right, so this one was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Last Ronin, The Lost Years. I just, I mean, I'm assuming that most of you have heard that about the Last Ronin miniseries, like it came out like a year or two ago, and it's basically a future story of, you know, most of the turtles are dead and there's one turtle that's survived, and it's like a future story and, you know, how the world's changed and things like that. So I finally just got to read Last Ronin because I bought the hardcover like 2 months ago, and I just put it down literally a couple weeks ago. It's great. It is a really good mini series. Highly recommend if you haven't read it. So I'm curious about getting this, which fills in like a gap. There's a story in the storyline of the Last Ronin. There's a gap of a few years between one of these past events and then to the current time. So I think this series is going to fill in that gap. So it'd be really cool to see that. So I'm curious about that. It looks like Kevin Eastman's back. And Tom Waltz is the new... Oh, wait, see, joins artist. Okay, wait, Tom Waltz and artist Ben Bishop. Okay, so cool. So glad they're bringing Ben back. Ben's one of the local artists around here from our area. He's pretty good, pretty nice guy. So it was cool to see that he's still working with Kevin Eastman. So that's awesome. All right, so that's another recommendation. And then my final one was this one that caught my eye from Albatross Funny Books, which I love that company. If you're not sure who they are Eric Powell, who does The Goon and Hillbilly. He looks like he broke away from Dark Horse and just started his own print called Albatross Funny Books. And it looks like he's releasing other things besides his work on there. And this is one of them called the Mega Ghost. And it looks really cool. The description says it's very much like Saturday morning cartoons mixed with supernatural chills. So right there, they got me hooked. I like that idea. I mean, you know, my comic, it's very Saturday morning. So this looks cool. It's like a giant robot, but it's for supernatural stuff. And the artwork looks kind of, you know, cartoony and fun. And yeah, so this looks good. And Now this is a paperback, and it's collecting all 5 issues. So I must have missed when this was out originally. So I have no idea if I wasn't paying attention or what. But I usually go through Albatross's stuff, and I missed this the first time around. So I'm looking forward to that. Let me see if it shows anything else. No, it doesn't. Okay. So yeah, I'm definitely going to check that out. So that's all the stuff I'm kind of eyeing in the September previews this month. So, all right. So I hope you guys like these recommendations. I mean, I'd love to hear, I'd love you to comment on the video. Let me know what you're planning on picking up in September. What books, interest you, whether it's even if it's Marvel or DC, I don't care. It's just fun talking comics no matter what, so subscribe to the channel, comment. We always like that. And then join us next week for our live stream. It'll be me and Johnny with some guests, and we'll be talking indie comics and a lot of fun. Last live stream we had Gary Dumm on, which was a real surprise. I wasn't, he was the artist that worked with Harvey Pekar and all those old American Splendor comics. So that was really cool to have him on as a guest. And just talk to him. I mean, he's a legendary guy, so really cool. So check it. You never know who's going to show up. So, so check it out. So everybody have a great week. Read some comics, and we'll talk to you soon. All right. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a good one. Bye.
Ahoy, mateys! 'Tis I, Captain Horatio Honeyflakes, and I be here to tell you about me newest crowdfunding campaign. The adventures continue with me crew, the Mighty Mascots, in issues 7, 8, and 9. Just focus your looking glass on the amazing artwork of Ian Warianto and Anton Bondi. Me crew, the Mighty Mascots, are up against some scurvy scallywags, and we need ye help to defeat them. There be a bounty of exclusive treasure, only available here, where X marks the spot. I spy a huge coffer of bonuses and stretch goals on the horizon. Then please consider pledging so we can continue these adventures with the weirdest crew I ever had the pleasure of sailing with. Mascots Unleash!